Alright, hello. Yes, I know it's been 2 weeks, blah blah blah, and I haven't had a video out, but look, it's out now, so stop crying, JK. I've been doing my best to try and get some recordings in where I can, but I've been held up by other stuff in my personal life. Essentially, I've decided to try and limit my schedule to a video every 2 weeks, perhaps. Since I was trying my hardest to upload weekly, it's begun to drain me a little bit in terms of motivation, especially since my college work and stuff has been eating me alive. But yeah, here's a video I've managed to slap together. Even if it's not great, most of the commentary is probably done post-production, but I hope it's at least somewhat entertaining, so without any further waffle, you can enjoy the video. Alright, for some reason I just completely forgot to commentate for the vast majority of this section, so I'll be commentating in a post instead. I was very Deadlocked inspired when building this entire section. You can probably see from the general structuring of the platforms and the recurring gimmick of the teleportals and mini ball, which are now being placed on the screen. The speed changes that you can see me using were implemented on beat to the song, so every bar of the song would make the level go faster, and the ball gameplay was somewhat synced to the music. I tried my hardest to make the gameplay interesting but still difficult, while still also feeling like the Deadlocked ball section. So to do this, I essentially copied some of the gimmicks and gameplay tropes while taking my own personal spin on the general idea. I made sure to add plenty of saw blades around and make sure that the S-blocks in the level were only there to help you and not particularly jarring to the player. The saw blades are the same ones that you see in Deadlocked, and to be honest, most of the decoration or anything you see is kind of just there to present a base layer almost as to what I want for the decoration style. I tried to make the platforms look as authentic to the Deadlocked section as I could, and eventually I began to realise the structuring felt quite barren. There was something I did towards the end which I thought was very interesting, and so I decided to trade out some of the saw blades in favour for that structure instead, which would, as you will see, later form the baseline for these little dot things that I was adding. It's just a kind of bit of decoration, but nothing too particularly detailed or something that'll really draw your focus away from the gameplay just yet, because that's for later. I added small sections of decoration that you will see, and this was mostly just to lay out the general shape of what I wanted without any particular detail being put into it, and with all of that being complete, this section was done. Alright, well, for this next part, we were continuing with the whole Deadlocked inspiration kind of thing. So I started off by making these 4-block wide kind of blocks with spikes around them that were just placed at even intervals away from each other. My idea was to have them just move up and down, which you can see me doing with the triggers now. So they moved up and down like that, and then yeah. So the next section that I would do after this, after I had perfected the triggers, and I tried to create them, but I realised that the general path was quite buggy. It was, well, not buggy, it was impossible. So I decided instead what I would do is kind of alter them a little bit, try and get them feel different from each other, not, you know, be an exact clone. So in other words, as you move under, and then you have to go over, and then the next section would be essentially the same thing, just a bit longer, which would then go into the next. So I was going to try and put a straight fly there, but I decided not to. I figured it probably wouldn't fit very well. So what I instead opted to do is just have the kind of Deadlocked inspired moving platforms like that, put some ground spikes down, you know, make it seem a bit more interesting, give it a bit more decoration, because I just thought that that would be a good idea, you know, make it seem a bit more interesting. So now that this section was done, at the time I just decided maybe I want to do something Clutterfunk based. Perhaps I want to implement something based around Clutterfunk. So that's what I initially tried to do. So you can see in the way that I'm structuring it and the way that I'm trying to make the ship part feel, you can see that I'm trying to make it feel like Clutterfunk. The structuring is trying to be like Clutterfunk, but it was difficult to implement this, because to transition out of the moving blocks from the Deadlocked part into something similar to Clutterfunk would be something very difficult to pull off, as you'll later find out. But this is obviously post-recording, so whatever's included in this recording is gonna be what it is until the next time I record, and I'm gonna change it to something else. I'm not gonna tell you what just yet, but it's gonna be something else, because I wasn't happy with how this part turned out. But I did implement some move triggers that were on beat, which just made it feel like the level was glitching almost, similar to the Future Funk effect, where the audio makes kind of a da 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 da, and it, you know, and the level moves with it. It's just cool. It's a cool effect. I thought it'd be interesting. Maybe implement some size changes, and you can see that I was doing the whole Clutterfunk like pillar thing when the saw blades are kind of on top of these blocks, and this kind of gameplay just wouldn't really feel right. I wasn't particularly happy with it, and so after I finished this recording, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to change it once it's done, because I wasn't satisfied with it at all. But it feels like something that I could try implementing later on. Just when I was building this, I was quite tired. I was all over the place with my my thought process, so it kind of just felt off. It didn't feel particularly planned out or thought out. The gameplay didn't really work, to be honest. The layout didn't look all that good, and so it was just kind of boring, really. And so I just wasn't satisfied with it. But the ball section and the ship part I was very happy with. I might tweak the ship section a tiny bit afterwards, but other than that, it's fine. You can see that I've added some arrows just to make it a bit easier for myself, because I couldn't remember which way to go and I kept dying because of it. But the ship section after that, where it's like Clutterfunk, I didn't like it. I don't know what it was about it, I just didn't like it. And so with all of that being completed, I began to build a macro. You can see I died a couple of times because I'm a little bit rusty from not playing for a short while, but once that macro was complete, I did a full showcase of the level, which I will show you now. I'm sorry for uploading this video much later than it was intended to come out. It's been a bit of a struggle recently to get myself into my chair to record. I've been busy doing other things, but if it's any consolation, I have a Sea of Thieves video currently in the making that's gonna be trimmed down from an almost 4-hour long recording all the way down to maybe 20-25 minutes. So if any of you who watch these Geometry Dash videos are interested in seeing different types of gaming content as well as just Geometry Dash, because I don't intend for this channel to become Geometry Dash based. I don't want it to be exclusively Geometry Dash videos. I don't think that's a good model for my channel, and I certainly wouldn't enjoy that just being all my channel is. So what I would greatly appreciate is if any of you do find any interest in other types of gaming videos and, you know, just other games in general, please do give that video a watch when it comes out. It's going to take me a really long time to edit. It's probably going to be a one-of-a-kind video if it doesn't get enough attention. I'm not going to sit here and beg for views or beg for subscribers, because of course that's not what I do this for. But if you guys do want that entertainment, if you guys do want me to upload Sea of Thieves content and you want me to have the motivation to do that, I would greatly appreciate just a bit of support on it and just give me a reason to continue making videos. So that would be greatly appreciated. If you guys do want to see that, of course, it's entirely up to you. I'm not forcing you to do anything. But in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's to your liking. I hope it wasn't too boring or not particularly entertaining. And on that note, I hope you have a great day or night, and I'll see you all later. Peace.